Are we live now? Let me take a check key over here. Bop, bop, bop. Yes. Okay, I have this. I'm live? I'm live. Where's the sound? We're live. We're live. A lot. Okay, so we're officially alive now. So, like, cool. So, there's not gonna be any gaming because my computer can't handle that. Just gonna be behind the scenes look on the animation because this is taking a long time and it's probably not gonna come out for now. What's that? Wait, there's 2 people watching? Oh. Wait, 2 people are If you're watching, send a comment. As if comments are on. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think anyone else is watching. Maybe they are, I'm not sure. Going up and down, up and down. I wonder if this works. Okay, I guess that's not really. So, I'll just manually. I'll just have to manually do it. That wasn't the manual thing, it was just. Whatever. What's this? Whoever's watching, you can send comments. I hope. Because I think you can do that. Alright, yeah. Having a bit of a delay. Very big delay. So you can't. Comments are enabled. What the hell is this? Who's watching these things? Sorry about that. Just don't know if that would work. Cool. So that should work. Whoa, okay, we have viewers. We got people watching. Okay then. Cool. everybody watching when I'm doing the boring things, and nobody watching when I'm playing video games. Showing you, showing you my animation. Okay, so basically the premise of this video is that based 30 subscribers. Thanks for everyone. Thank you everyone for helping me get here. I don't, it's just a behind the scenes blah blah blah. I really don't know what to say here. Really don't know what to say here. So I'm just gonna play what I have so far. Hey guys. So you may have noticed the new design on my character. I'm no lip sync, which I'm stopping now. If I continue, then this video will be coming out next month. As you can tell from the title, we are currently at 30 subscribers. Yeah, so that part's not animated yet, so. I use Adobe Flash, if you didn't know. So you get to see some of the behind the scenes. Yay. Okay. Which I'm stopping now. If I continue, then this video will be coming out next month. As you can tell. But anyways, I use Audacity to record my audio. Anyways. Anyways. There we go. Ba-ba. Little tip: don't export in 32 bits. Use because Adobe Flash sucks. See, which version is this? CS6. I'm using CS6. Oh wow, looks like the animation, the live stream is doing well. Why is it working so smoothly when I'm doing the boring things? This makes no sense. There'll be a live stream soon. I think I may do a Minecraft live stream this week. Oh, it's the end of this week. It's gonna be on the gaming channel, Lever Game. If you guys didn't know what that is. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. YouTube recommendation, please don't show anything embarrassing. Oh, you guys couldn't hear me at all. Oh, oh wow. That's not good. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, okay, so you guys can hear me now. That was not good. I was saying that all that the whole levy games, I would recommend you looking at that because it's not really that interesting. But there's gonna be a live stream somewhat down the line on the levy games channel. So basically, Minecraft behind the scene, animation behind the scenes. Okay. Got a more active crowd, then it's probably be more, more interesting. That. Hopefully that should be enough space for. Anyways, as you can tell. Yeah, that's it. Da, 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 da. You guys can still hear me, right? Can you guys still hear me? Okay, you guys can still hear me. Just making sure, just making sure. This may be an animation tutorial to any of you who don't do animation. I know some of my viewers do animation, so I don't know. I'm using a symbol. Symbols are very nice. I can talk about symbols all day and how great they are. I thought symbols sucked before. But now that I know the true power of symbols, they are wonderful. I'm gonna use the brush for this. I recommend sticking with the pencil because you have more diversity with it to say. You may be wondering what's the difference between the pencil and the brush, and no, it's not just the pencil is thinner because I can do this with the pencil. It's the fact is that when you use a stroke of the brush, what it does is that it creates vector lines. I mean, both of them have vector lines, but it has a vector line of a shape around it, and what it does is that it fills it in. Where the pencil now, it has one straight vector line, and then it adds around it. So it may not seem different to person, but you really don't. It's the pencil has better lines basically because it has to guess where to fill for the brush vectors, blah blah blah. trying to make it I have to turn this on so the computer doesn't overheat. Vectors, basically what a vector is unlike, so you know with a JPEG, the more you zoom in, the the more pixelated it gets. Basically a vector has many points and then it has lines throughout those, connecting them throughout those points, so no matter how much you zoom in, it's always going to be smooth. So fun fact, I guess, animation tutorial. I'm assuming anyone doing animation would know the 12 principles of animation. I mean, I can't say it on the top of my head, but I know them. Like, theory? What do you would say? I know them. Okay, that's good enough for me. Anyways, by the way, when you're making a symbol, like when you make a symbol, you're gonna see this graphic button or movie clip. Buttons if you're doing like a game, because you can do games in Adobe. So you click on it and something happens, you would have to code in the action scripts, blah blah blah. Movie clip now, there's more diversity. You can do a lot more things with movie clip, but it won't show while you're in your animations. It will only show after you export it. And when did this turn into an animation tutorial? Well, it's an animation tutorial. So, and the graphic will show in the animation clip. But here's something. Let's see if I can pull up a no. Computers horrible. So should be okay. So this is fight the last thing I did. So this would to pause. So just gonna go through the animation. There should be one part in it. I'm hoping something's in it. There we go. That's a movie clip. So I just paused the video, but as you can see, it's still moving. That's what a movie clip will do. It will continue moving. If I open up the file for that now, if I unpause the video, that's also a movie clip. So that won't work on YouTube, so because that's a Swift file. YouTube use regular traditional files. So if I open this up, you would notice that they don't move in production. I hate when this happens. So as you can see here, nothing, just yellow, no movement, just the dot, no movement. Don't worry about this recap. So basically, it doesn't move in Flash, but when you export it as a Swift, it constantly moves. But with a graphic now, it moves in Flash, and it pauses when you tell it to pause. Anyways, it's not. Anyways, as you can. Anyway. If I just. Yeah, so that was some animation tutorial. I don't know. Didn't. That was it. I never meant to this animation tutorial, but yes it is. I'm gonna animate, maybe teach you guys some stuff. This sounds more interesting. Anyways, if anybody's tuned in, that's 2 people. Oh look, somebody commented. I wonder who that is. um, just hold on a second. Okay. What did I do? I did that. Okay. No, 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 no. I did not do that. Oh, disgusting. I know why. I don't think Phil works with. Oh, it does. I didn't know Phil worked together with brush and pencil. Could I? Oh, I know. I use brush. No. Wait, I use pencil for the outline. Anyways, Anyways, as you can tell, this is just production, so there's gonna be some stuff done in post, which is post production, as in when I'm editing. Yeah. As you can tell, my voice sounds horrible. Wait, what happened to the? Oh, I got rid of it. Oh, so nice. I'm using no background tablet, by the way. I'm just configuring some stuff. Okay, then so I just configure that so I can do this now and scale it down, man. How do I scale down again? I can scale it down a bit. Yeah, whatever. It must be a way. Yeah, what else? It's good to keep everything on layers so that it's organized. I'm not the best representation because I don't always keep things on layers. No, that's always an open mouth. I mean, it was the, the filled in mouth definitely helped when I was doing lip sync. I mean, the lip sync took forever, so decided to stop that. Just this one part took like 2 days. Right here. Hey guys. So you may have noticed the new design on my character. I'm new lip sync, which I'm stopping now. If I continue, then like the way I draw a mouse, I'm not really used for lip syncing. If you want an in-depth tutorial on how to lip sync, I recommend Domic's video about lip sync. It will be coming out next month. Anyways, as you can tell from the title, we are currently you guys may have noticed already that I have a new character design from just this. Don't worry, most animations will just be with this guy because I ain't animating this on a constant basis. No, that is too much. I mean, the first part, the first part, the first part of this video is going to be. The first part of this video is going to be no, I is going to be in stick blend. So this is going to be the first part. Gotcha. Hey Devil, that's you. I was going to voice over this part, but like, nah. Yay! I don't know how long this took, but this was before I mean, I took a break from animations. You guys never noticed because I backed myself up with the deep thoughts. So okay. You wouldn't notice, but basically I took a break, and that was made before the break because I was at 29. Then I woke up and someone subscribed, and I was at 30. And I believe I'm still at 30. I double check. Wait, what? No way. No way. Oh, okay. Yep, still have 30 subscribers. Anyway, so I believe this is part of the video where it gets boring, so you can just put this as background audio, I guess. As you can tell from the title, look, okay, animation time. As you can tell, onion skin is pretty good to turn on. As you can tell from the title. Hold on a sec, guys. Just getting some more viewers on. I think I have a new viewer. Yes, I do. Ooh. Hello. Seeing you in Thailand, me. Shout out to whoever that is. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I may just turn this into. I may just actually just turn this into animation tutorial. In fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Using this as a basis. Okay, so onion skin has like there's two types of onion skin. It's not necessarily how you would normally. That's how we do it the traditional way. So here's a regular onion skin, and then you can do it like this. So you just see an outline of it. When you're doing things very close together, I don't know when you would use this, but sometimes it's necessary. And you can also decide how far back you want to go. If you want to go forward, that's pretty good for when you're doing in betweens. I feel like I need to explain what an in between is. Hey guys, do I need to explain what in between is? Like, tell me. Do I need to? You guys know what in betweens are, right? That's actually because I really use in betweens because my animation is very jumpy. Okay, I'll just explain what in between is. Basically, so let's say I draw a keyframe there, and I think I need to explain keyframes now. Okay, let me start up a new project. I like this. So when you start this up, it's best to have like 180 by that's YouTube HD. Yeah. So here's a keyframe. So let's say there's a hand like this, and then in fact you wouldn't normally do that. You would draw the bases. Boop, 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 and then actually, if I know that's not what you do. You draw the. I'm just gonna draw the most basic hand in the world, and then you draw your neck frame. But if when I play this now, you're gonna notice it looks pretty jumpy. Like look at that. There's no in betweens. It looks unnatural. So what you would do, you would stretch this out over here, and put in put some frames in and get a basis of where it would be. So wait. So you would want to find your direct in between, but then make it a bit bendy. I'm just using some of the animation principles. No, I'm just gonna go straight for it. Go straight for it. So that would be in between. Proportions are not correct. So where you would use arcs, another animation thing. So animation thing. So put this right there. Right. Oh, yeah. I can show you the difference between pencil and brush. So this would just show what the vector's seeing and not what you're seeing. So that big outline, and then brush. You see here, see the difference. But when you look there, oh, but when you look at it, it looks the same, but the vectors are different. Anyways, that was just the brush and blah blah. So I put an arc here so I know where what goes what. Oh yeah, I put the stroke up high. So that would be right here actually. Right in the middle. And then you would fill out the others. So you just did your, we just did the keyframes, and we did the in between the key poses, and now we're going, and now I think that would be like an extreme, I forgot the terms, but basically you fill in between now. So imagine what would go where. I'm trying my best. Proportions are coming out. So let me and then once you've done that, you have yourself an animation ish. Yeah. You just delete this frame. Boom. You got yourself an animation. So those were key poses, in betweens, extremes, blah blah blah. So in animation production, there would be people called in-betweeners. Basically, one person would do the keyframes, and then other people would draw in between the lines to what the how what connects to what. Um, well, JC Arts, keep going. You can you can always reach your goal. Look where I started off. Like, no, seriously, look where I started off. To look to look where I was to from where I started to where I am now is incredible, and shows that nobody starts off good. So if you keep trying, never give up, and just this one not animated by me, so I'm not gonna show that. This is my first ever 2D animation, first ever, 2 seconds long. To go from that to this, you just reach, keep going, no matter what comes in your way, keep going. Nobody can stop what you're doing besides you. When you have a dream, chase it and you will eventually reach. There's a famous line by a famous animator that says, every single body has 2,000 bad drawings. All you have to do is get it out. Just get it out. Everybody. Nobody starts off good. So just keep following your dreams, and one day you will exceed everybody else. You will become a great animator one day. You whatever you're trying to do, it doesn't matter. And Adobe is now crashing on me. Please don't fail. Please, please don't fail. Please don't crash. I did not save. Ah. Okay, did crash. If you're going for Adobe, I recommend going for Adobe CC, Adobe Animate CC. I'm using Adobe Flash, but go for Adobe Animate CC. I would assume that it doesn't have as much problems as this early version. I just personally prefer everything Adobe CS6, personally. Of course, JC Arts. Once you have your mind on it, you can do whatever you want. Anyways, there's many things in Adobe Animate that may seem very complicated, but everything you just need to break down everything. Like, let me go through all the tools. With the selective tool, which does what it says, it selects. But oh, here's a tip. If you do that, then obviously I'll explain that later. Obviously they'll be different, but look at this. They're connected. To avoid that, turn this on, so every single stroke different. So even if you can, then there's still different strokes. So that's a tip. There's also subsection tool. To be honest, I have no idea what this does. Oh, there's that. Oh, I know it. I can explain this. There we go. So basically what you're seeing now is the vector lines, what the vectors use. So as you can see, it has a shape like I showed you, and it fills it in with arcs, straight lines, and so on and so forth. These are the points which you can manipulate. If just allows me to manipulate them. As you can see right here, and it's gone again. So it's basically, this tool is, being honest, I have no idea how to activate it, but you should be able to. There we go. You just click where the vector would be. Allows you to edit vectors. So yeah, and remember, no matter how much I zoom in, it will always look smooth, because Adobe Flash uses vectors instead of what regular traditional art programs would use, which is just pixels. Yeah, pixels. The transformer tool, it transforms it. It can put in, you can stretch out, you can um where is it? Break apart. I don't know that. There we go. Distort. So basically what that does is now it acts as, instead of squashing it together, now it will like, it's hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. But you can basically distort it like Adobe Photoshop. And then 3D rotation tool. It will rotate your image like it was three-dimensional. Being completely honest, I don't know how to activate it, but I know what it does. And the transformer tool does the same thing. It transforms your tool like if it was in 3D. Um, anyways, let's look at the line tool. The line tool, I mean, not the line tool. This is the line tool. The pencil tool. Now if I just, hold on a second. Okay. So if we go to the vector thing, you'll see that the vectors is one straight line. But we can, what I would like to say, buff it up. Should be able to, if we do this, or there we go. So we make it thin or thick. No, I cannot explain why it's doing that. Makes no sense. Okay, other from that, the lasso tool, so you can free select things. This is the pen tool. There's a pen tool. I have never used this before. So it's basically like it basically works as the pencil tool, but gives you more freedom. Text tool, blah blah. You do that. Line tool, your lines. Should probably do that now. And then there's the rectangle tool, the oval tool, the rectangular, not sure the difference. There's oval primitive tool. I think they just allow you to edit it better. Don't remember. And then the polygonster tool, which works like this, different. Yeah. Okay, moving on. The pencil tool and the pen tool, I taught you those. Oh, the spray tool disperses random dots. Oh, also, you may have noticed the gradient transform tool. I will talk about that later. The magic pencil, whatever it's called. And Adobe's crashing on me again. Just wait. It does this very frequently. Too frequently, I would say. Look at the comments while I'm doing this. Okay, it's back. It's probably glitching out right now. But basically, it's called a design tool, right? Deco tool. It just draws from a variety of things. Probably the one I would use it it does smoke, so like you can see it's drawing keyframes. Probably the one I would use the most would be I would use haven't used it yet. The flame brush. Why is it so small? Oh, this is not it. Okay. There you go. Basically it has fire and it animates it for you. But that's not the only thing. The bone tool, that's very much in depth. To, Pretty much too in depth. The eyedropper tool takes the color. Erase tool erases things. The hand tool, what does the hand tool do? Oh, it moves around. It moves you around the screen. Oh, so that's what this is. So when I okay, no, okay, then I would want to, huh? And then the zoom tool, zoom. Nope, nope, not like that, not like that. You can zoom in, or like zoom in on a specific area by doing that. And you can zoom out, zoom in, just like that. Okay, so now for the grade for the paint bucket tool, just do that. So now ink cloth. Oh yeah, I think it just makes your lines thicker. I'm not sure what it does. Not positive. Not positive at all. Basically, but the paint bucket tool, you can have solid colors. So like, oh, um, it's not working. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. So solid colors, or we can do linear colors. Deselect. Okay. We do linear colors, like we can select that to go from black to red. I don't know. As you can see, it may not work, but that's where the gradient transformation tool comes in. So you can choose where you want can like bring the where you want the transformation from blank to blank to be. You can rotate it so it's I don't know why it's not working. That's not supposed to work like that, but it's doing that today. Yeah, so you can make it live. yeah. You can also you can do a radial. So now it's going to go from the center. Looks like I need to okay, it's doing that now. Okay, can I work with this? Can I work with this? Please work with me. There we go. You do that. Rotate. Such and such. That's fine. And then there's the bitmap fill. Oh, it's on the gradient, so it's going to do that. And then bitmap fill. So you find an image. I'm just gonna find a random image. That's hopefully not too embarrassing. Alright, now I can use one of these images. Okay, hopefully I pick a one with no. Okay, cool, I can use that. And then, as you can see, it fills it with mini versions of it. That's how it works. That's the bitmap fill. Okay, now to get in depth with bones. Bones work pretty different to most things. You can bones are pretty useful. I used bones for my for this video, trying to animate with the mouse, because animating with the mouse very hard. So I just used bones, and that was the first time I ever used bones, and it was pretty bad. So as you can see here, it looks pretty one move. So let me draw a line here, then draw a line here. Make sure that you have this on. Make sure you have this thing on. So what you're going to do now is that you're going to, that's too much, to connect it, and it's loading again, loading. Hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial. It wasn't supposed to be a tutorial. But it is a tutorial now, I guess. You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can hear me. I'm pretty. My voice is pretty low. Okay, it's working again. So what you're going to do is that you're going to put the this is like where it will rotate. Basically, where the fulcrum is. The fulcrum together, and then you're going to do that, and then you're going to, and then this hopefully should work now. They're connected. Wonderful. No. Both are pretty complicated, so please just work. Oh yeah, forgot the most important step. Whoops. Okay, so what you want to do is that you want to convert both of them to symbols. Now they are symbols. We can use bone tool on them. Okay, I did it backwards. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna eh. Okay, let's change that to right here. Oh, it's already connected. It's already connected. So they're connected now. So now you can do things. So the bone muscles are just going to work better with like, oh, I don't know how to explain. So if I give a new keyframe right here and I do this now, it'll fill in the things for you, so you don't have to do that. Yay. And you can adjust them. That's great. And then let's say something like this happen. Wait, this doesn't normally happen. Okay. Let's say something like this happened. Okay, so okay, why are you working on it? It doesn't normally work this well. Maybe because I only have like two things. Okay, so it's working perfectly, but I don't know how to explain because normally it doesn't work this well. But it's working. It's working well. It's working well now, so that's good. Okay, so I soon have to be wrapping this up, so let me go through oh, I already went through symbol, so let me go through something else now. The last thing on our agenda. Let me save this just in case. Just because Flash is giving me some signs saying that it's gonna crash on me. So the last thing we're going to look at is tweens. Tweening. This takes forever. Oh, crashes just. Oh, Flash. Flash is crash. Flash has crashed. Blah blah blah. It's working again. Okay, so we're now going to talk about tweens. So there are three types of tweens. I'm gonna go through the first one. Motion tweens. So let's say I have something there, and then something there. Wait, something there, and then the same thing here. But I don't know how to connect it up. So what I can do is that I can click this, say create classic team, and then boom. It's flowing. Just stretch this out a. No, I can't. Okay. But here's another thing. When you do that, it's going to look a bit unnatural. It just starts and then just stops. So what we use is easing, custom easing. Custom easing is good. So here's just like put this down, put this up, and then it will look much more natural. You see it eases out. Wait, eases out, yeah, eases in. It's pretty cool. So next we're going to have a shape tween. So we're gonna have, let's say, a smiley face here and then something here. So this is just an example. So I'm gonna do a shape tween. So then it's going to go like that. I don't believe you can do ease. Yeah, you can't do custom ease, just regular ease. So this will just ease. So start and then um ease what else. So but let's say you don't want it to do like that. You can how do you do this again? Control Alt H, no, Control Shift Alt. Control Shift H, Control Shift H, Control Shift I, H I. No. Control Alt I, Control Alt A. No, that was something else. Hold on a second, guys. I need to refresh my memory. Say that. correctly. Okay, so basically, uh, that's what I did. Okay, I was doing everything correctly. Something wrong happened. So let me see if this works. There we go. Don't know what happened. So basically, these are little helps. So to just show from which vector goes to which vector. So I just add another one, and then another one, another one. And just I'm gonna add some more to give it an understanding. Gonna make sure that each one goes to the correct one, or else it's gonna mess up. Oh, by the way, you press Control Shift H to pop this up, and let's say I accidentally press away. You press Control Alt 8 to show it again, and you see the eyes stay like that. I don't know why. Give some more help. Make sure the letters correspond with each other. Okay, now it's just doing that. But I mean, at least got the. Oh yeah, Control Alt H. Control Alt H. I don't know why it's doing that. Control. Anyways, you get the general idea. You see the eye go from this eye to that eye, but the main thing is that if you want to do something like uh, and you want to do something in between that, because classic tween can't help you with that. Usually classic tween can't really help you with that. So what you will need is a shape tool. But that's the thing. You probably want to avoid shape tweens as much as you can. Trust me on that one. Because shape tweens are all over the place. Make sure the letters correspond. Yes, totally, exactly what I wanted. Not at all. Come on. Yes, 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 totally, totally. It's just giving it hints. That's why it's Control H. It's called hints. But the thing is, sometimes when you give things hints, it it still doesn't get it. Yes, and shape tweens just have to keep adding, keep adding until shape tween decides to work how you want it to. But it's probably take me a long time before that happens. Anyway, so let's move on. Let's move on. So next thing is motion tweens. So what? I mean, yeah, motion tweens. It's more. It's basically like classic tweens, but more diverse. So I just so this, as you can see, this will do the exact same thing as here. You have to convert it to a symbol. This will do the exact same thing, but you notice it's still not working, right? So what you would do is that you would get that there, and then you show you a path that it will follow. Just delete that one. So you can adjust that path to your liking. No, not like doing, not by that. You have to do this. You have to go to that frame. Not like that. You adjust it, but you're supposed to be able to add. Oh, I think you have to use this. So it computers, blah blah blah. It looks a bit. So what you would want to do is that you would want to put not make it less angular, but I forgot how to do that. I know there's a way, but I just forgot. yeah, so I know there's a way to do it, just don't remember. Don't think that worked. My eyes. Okay, so I guess that's not working. So I guess you would just have to manually put in. So you would bring this up a bit, bring this up, bring that up, bring that down, bring that down. So make it look more natural. So, so I make it look a bit more natural. Anyways, so that concludes our dive into animation. I honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a thing or two. Also, while whilst Flash was crashing, I looked at JC's art channel and it's pretty good. So you guys should go check him out. He has wonderful art there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed again. And it's been going on for an hour now. Oh wow. Anyways, nobody else is watching. This one viewer is me. As you can see now. Should turn to 0 viewers. No one's watching. Thanks for tuning in. Any of you, thanks for tuning in. And have a wonderful day. 0 views. Anyways, this is Levermates signing out.